Well, agriculture is known as one of the most dangerous industries. In an effort to help protect producers across the country, AgriSafe is highlighting National Farm Safety and Health Week, which has been celebrated each September since 1944. AgriSafe Network Clinical Director Charlotte Halverson joins us now with the latest insight for this week. Charlotte, thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon. So let's talk about respiratory protection. Why is that so important in the ag sector?
Well, thank you, and we enjoy being part of your RFD-TV presentation, and we do like to talk about a lot of different issues, and right now respiratory is a big one, because we know that working in many of the agricultural environments brings with it all kinds of exposures to what we refer to as respirable dust, those little bitty particles that are so small we can't get rid of them when we are coughing, sneezing, and so on. And these are the common irritants that we find in grain dust and molds, animal bedding, welding fumes, and the multiple opportunities for exposures that exist with the exposure to pesticides and other chemicals. And at this point in time, we know that a lot of our agricultural producers, particularly in our western states, are affected by all of the wildfire issues and that spreading across the country with ash and fumes and all of that sort of thing. But the bottom line is the impact of acute and chronic respiratory disease has a huge cost on a producer's business.
So what level of protection is actually recommended in this instance?
The recommended protection for agriculture workers would be a NIOSH, National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health approved respirator designed at least an N95 level or higher. And that's what's recommended to protect against those dusts and molds and chemical exposures. And that means that a very minimum, a properly fitting two-strap respirator or filtering face piece that's been fit tested and then checked every time you use it. That's what is recommended, and that's what AgriSafe recommends.
Of course, as we know, there's a big request for masks across the country due to COVID-19. How difficult is it to access the N95 or better that you mentioned?
Well, that's a $64,000 question right now. But as our priorities have to be, obviously, to protect our healthcare workers that are taking care of people that are exposed and ill and struggling with the COVID-19 especially. Because the N95 respiratory protection is often difficult to find, we've looked into searching the different websites of major suppliers that supply safety equipment or collaborating with your agricultural membership organizations or some of our local ag businesses, even your veterinarians. And this also there was an opportunity to look at ramping up your protection level with a two-strap mask or half-face respirator with cartridges or filters that have been designed to meet that protection level that you mean. In other words, a little bit more than the N95, like an N100 or the cartridge respirators with the or the pancake filters on them.
Now, of course, for more safety tips, you can go online to agrisafe.org. Again, AgriSafe Network Clinical Director Charlotte Halverson joining us on the phone today from Dubuque, Iowa.